Welcome once again to the vlog. I am your host. Today, I'll be taking another look at Genshin Impact. With version 1.3 coming to a close, I thought I'd take a look back at my experience with the All That Glitters expansion pack. I also want to reiterate that this is my first experience with a gacha game, so if this is a type of game that you enjoy, just keep that in mind. This is all new to me. By the time that this is uploaded, version 1.4 should be online. I'll be reviewing Genshin Impact version 1.3 on my PlayStation 5. The game is also available on the PlayStation 4, Windows PC, iPhone, and Android. It's also coming soon to the Nintendo Switch. Genshin Impact is the latest free-to-play gacha-style action role-playing game from MiHoYo. The studio was founded by a couple college friends who wanted to make games to celebrate their love for Japanese anime. As stated in my last review, Genshin Impact is a really solid action role-playing game with elemental effects. It's still a really fun game, but I didn't love the latest expansion. It was fine, but the storyline of Genshin Impact All That Glitters doesn't really go anywhere. Light spoilers, but I don't think I'm really spoiling much when I say that nothing really happens. You play as a traveler as she continues her journey to find her brother. I'm pretty sure that the next major region is Japan, and that's where she's supposed to go to continue her search, but instead she goes to a lantern festival in Liyue. Most importantly, you still cannot pet the dogs no matter how much they beg or how much they want their belly rubbed. You sadly cannot pet the kitties in Teyvat either, and the horses are still nowhere to be found, even though all of their stuff is just sitting right there. There's also a really long quest line that was part of an event that didn't advance the story at all. There was this tower defense minigame that was kind of cool, but it's gone forever now. The rules of the game weren't really well explained, but I enjoyed it once I figured it out, and I was able to get a free character for completing it. I'm not sure if it was all worth it, but she looks cool. I just can't use her until I level her up, and that takes a really long time. I got the characters in my party of 4 up to the maximum level of 90, so that may not happen for quite some time. Now, back to the story. There was one quest line that they called a prologue to the next part of the main story. You meet a strange guy in the bar. You wander around for a while and then see some tracks that remind you of your brother. There were also 2 character side stories. There's one where you meet a boyish-looking yaksha who is actually thousands of years old. You join him as he looks into reports of someone pretending to be a yaksha. I kind of expected it to go somewhere, but again, light spoilers, the pretender apologizes, and that was pretty much it. The next story, you meet a really cute and extremely positive lady who also just so happens to be the director of a funeral home. She's very adorable, but she's also a little odd. You follow her around as she makes people very uncomfortable, as she tries to convince them that they'll eventually need her funeral services, and you also help one of her employees come to terms with the loss of a friend from his childhood. All in all that glitters didn't really advance the story. To put it in anime terms, it's basically a filler arc. It's still a really good game, but it's a very peculiar one. Personally, I still think it would have been much better as a game if they eliminated all of the filler and just made it a $60 retail release. But I know that this model is just way too profitable for that to happen. I guess I'm just from a different generation. The game's primary way to make money is through players gambling to win non existent items and in game characters. A phenomenon that's not unique to this game, and it's one that I don't really understand, but they've somehow been able to make over $874 million on the mobile version of the game alone. This does not include the PlayStation or PC versions of this game. I did see a guy on YouTube spend $1,000 to win a non existent staff, and he didn't even get the staff after he spent $1,000. He ended up getting it, but only after he spent $2,000. I just don't understand spending that much money on a game. But I hope this guy is really enjoying it. I mean, he's an adult, so he can do whatever he wants. I'm sure there are plenty of things that I spend money on that he wouldn't understand. So, to each their own. Anyway, I still spend anything on this game because, I don't gamble. And the whole thing just seems rather pointless to me. Especially since I'm able to succeed perfectly fine with what I have. I guess I just come from a different generation, and it really saddens me that we've reached a point where some games are no longer getting physical releases at all. One of the more interesting things that come from version 1.3 is that MiHoYo did a cross promotion with Kentucky Fried Chicken in China. It seemed like a bit of an odd pairing to me, but it ended up being a giant success. So much so that the government in China ended up shutting it down after just the first day because too many people were showing up to take part in the promotion. Some of the promotional art that they had was really cool, and I'm still not quite sure why MiHoYo hasn't released any sort of official merchandise. All in all, I still like the game, and I do appreciate the serial nature of it. However, as it is, there really isn't any kind of financial way that I can support it. I don't gamble, as I already said, and I don't really understand the whole battle pass thing. There's just nothing tangible that I can buy. I mean, I'd love an art book. I think it'd be really fun to see some of the concept art. Maybe something that they would consider to do in the future. I want to thank you again for watching my videos. I'm still learning, so don't feel the need to subscribe or anything like that, because I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I did get a new microphone, so hopefully I sound a little bit better. The last one I was using was an 8-year-old snowball microphone that I just had lying around somewhere, and I wasn't really happy with it. I thought I sounded like I was in a submarine or something. Now, thank you again, and I hope you have a wonderful day.